If you want to understand the heartbeat of South America, you have to look at Brazil. It is a nation that doesn't just occupy space. It breathes, it pulses, and it commands attention. Covering nearly half of the South American continent, Brazil is a colossal mosaic of ecosystems and cultures. A place where the world's largest rainforest meets some of its most high-energy megacities. It is a land that has spent centuries defining what it means to be Brazilian. An identity built on a foundation of intense passion, deep-seated inequality, and an irrepressible joy that the rest of the world knows simply as alegria. The journey begins in Rio de Janeiro, a city that sits in a geography so spectacular it almost feels intentional. With the Christ the Redeemer statue looking down from Corcovado and the granite peaks of Sugarloaf rising from the sea, Rio is the visual soul of the country. But to see the real Rio, you have to look past the postcard views of Ipanema and Copacabana. You have to look into the favelas. Vibrant, precarious neighborhoods built into the hillsides. These are the places where samba was born, where the community is forged in the face of hardship, and where the world's biggest party, Carnival, is meticulously planned all year long. In Brazil, music isn't just entertainment, it's a social adhesive, a way of telling the story of a people who refuse to be silenced. But if Rio is the heart, São Paulo is the engine. This is a concrete jungle on a scale that is difficult to wrap your head around. With over 20 million people in its metropolitan area, São Paulo is the financial and industrial powerhouse of the Southern Hemisphere. It is a city of helicopters buzzing over skyscrapers and a culinary scene that rivals Paris or Tokyo. It is here that you see the true diversity of Brazil's population. Home to the largest Japanese community outside of Japan, a massive Italian heritage, and a thriving Afro-Brazilian middle class. São Paulo is the proof that Brazil is not just a tropical getaway, but a serious, complex, and high-speed global player. Yet, to many, Brazil is synonymous with one thing: the Amazon. This is the lungs of the planet. A wilderness so vast that it contains 1/3 of all living species on Earth. But in 2026, the Amazon is at a critical crossroads. After years of deforestation and tension, the world is watching to see if Brazil can lead the way in a new kind of bioeconomy. From the river city of Manaus, with its opulent 19th century opera house, to the remote indigenous territories, there is a massive effort underway to prove that a standing forest is worth more than a fallen one. This is a battle for the future of the climate, and Brazil is on the front lines. Further south, the landscape changes entirely. You find the Pantanal, the world's largest tropical wetland, where the lack of dense tree cover makes it the best place on Earth to see the elusive jaguar in the wild. And even further south are the Iguacu Falls, a massive curtain of 275 individual waterfalls that roar with a power that makes the earth beneath your feet tremble. Legend says a god tried to catch a mortal woman in a canoe and sliced the river in half in his rage. Standing at the Devil's Throat, overlook. That story doesn't feel like a myth. It feels like a description. Brazil is also a nation that lives and breathes through a ball. Football here is not just a sport. It is a secular religion. It is the language that bridges the gap between the billionaire in the high-rise and the child playing barefoot on a dirt pitch. When the national team plays, the country stops. It is a source of immense pride, but also a reflection of the national mood. The flair, the ginger style of play, is a metaphor for the Brazilian way of life. A creative, rhythmic approach to overcoming any obstacle. As we look at Brazil today, it is a nation grappling with its own potential. It holds some of the world's largest offshore oil reserves and is a global agricultural titan. Yet it remains one of the most unequal societies on Earth. The story of Brazil in the mid-2020s is one of a giant trying to find its balance, protecting its natural treasures while lifting millions out of poverty. It is a country of ordem e progresso, order and progress, as written on its flag. But it is also a country of beautiful, chaotic spontaneity. To experience Brazil is to realize that it is a country of the future that has finally arrived in the present. It is a land of relentless sunshine and sudden, dramatic storms. It is a place that will overwhelm your senses, challenge your assumptions, and ultimately, leave you with a sense of wonder. Because in Brazil, the horizon isn't just a line in the distance. It's an invitation to a party that never truly ends. Thanks for watching.